All right, we're back after a little bit of a vacation.
It was nice to have some time off, eh?
Are we really here?
Yeah,
Are
we're
we
here.
really here, right now?
Is this really happening?
This is on the drive over here, I was so excited. I was like, I can't
What
believe
did you
we're
guys
back.
fill the void with?
Presents.
Alcohol.
Yeah. Alcohol.
Eggnog. During the holidays, call it eggnog, and it's okay.
Right.
It's fine.
Some food from where Matt works.
Yeah,
That was
plenty
a
of
good
food.
time
Plenty of
for
food from my house too.
Yeah.
I had a lot of ham, a lot of turkey.
Yeah.
Granny Nana made some delicious fudge this year.
Granny Nana's fudge.
Yeah, it's
How
really
is she not
good.
marketed?
I
that
was
yet?
just gonna say, dude, that'd be a perfect marketing ploy there.
Come on, guys, let's hop on down to Walmart and get some Granny Nana's fudge.
It's real good.
I call my Granny Nana.
It's got nuts in it, but not too many nuts. Yeah.
Just like Granny Nana's family.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, if you only knew. If you only knew, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, are you guys ready to get back into The Walking Dead?
Yes, it's so great to see you guys.
I guess we can. I've been filling the void with some other pretty good shows, too. The
Like
Nick
what?
on Cinemax, The Nick.
Oh, with Clive Owen?
Yeah,
How
I've been
is that?
enjoying that.
I didn't know
like
Clive
it.
Owen was still doing stuff. I really like Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Back when Shoot 'em Out.
Shoot 'em up.
and-
Yes.
He's a turn
That's
of
an
the
acquired
century
taste of
surgeon.
a
That's been
movie.
a good one.
Oh,
Yeah, like in the Knickerbocker
Yeah.
hospital.
You know, period pieces on TV, they're really hit or miss, and this one I think was a real big hit.
The Nick. Now that's the show where all of the New York basketball players are surgeons,
Yeah, more or less.
and they all come in there and
Let me tell you something. They're a lot better in the operating room than on the hard top. What do you call a basketball court?
A court.
A court, right.
What do you call a basketball
Yeah.
court? I think you got it.
I was trying to get there.
That was good.
Close enough.
You were
Hard
close.
top though. That's like for the street basketball players.
Oh, sorry.
Meet you on the hard top.
Right.
So to fill our time with not having The Walking Dead, which has obviously left a hole, if you can't tell, a big hole in our lives.
Big old hole.
Yeah.
We're going to today discuss the worst characters on The Walking Dead
There's so
television
many.
show.
So many.
And of course, please, no death threats over differences of opinions in this. If you
Oh,
don't
we're gonna
agree,
get so many comments about. I think you're full of shit.
Yeah,
This
'cause
is
I'm
not
sure
that
someone's
person
favorite
that you-
character.
That's my least favorite. How can you hate this person?
that's perfect. I mean, that's exactly how people comment on YouTube.
Every angry comment, I imagine that's the person sounds like.
I do picture like a very angry, gruff-faced person as they're like furiously typing on their
If
cell
it's a
phone.
guy, it's like. If it's a girl, it's like. I can't believe you would do that.
You're more Valley Girl.
Stop it. Yeah.
People are protective of these characters. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
testament to the show.
It really is. Great story
It's
writing.
good to
Keeps
see
you,
that kind
keeps
of
you locked
passion.
on
Yeah,
on the characters. Okay, so we were originally going to do like a top 5 countdown, but our list varied so much that we really
Yeah.
couldn't kind of do an average. So we're just going to name characters that we don't like and maybe kind of
Compile it all
compile
together.
it
We're gonna
as,
put something
as we
together.
go. I'm going to write them down as we go. So let's start. We'll go person to person here. JP, give us a character you didn't like and why.
I would say towards the bottom being my least character I didn't like the least.
Your least favorite. I get it. No, I get you, bro. I got you.
Your least favorite, right?
So we've
All right.
done some like mental warm ups or something before
Yeah,
this.
this is already very
Lumosity.com.
difficult.
What's
or
2 plus
something?
3?
When you said 5, we're doing
you
a 5.
got it. You got it. You got it. You got
When
it.
you said numbers were going to be involved in this episode, I really, really got nervous. Anyway, I would say Tyrese, not because I hated the character. I was just so bummed that he was such a badass in the comic and such a milksop on the show.
He really did go from like Rick's right-hand man, very
Right.
prominent character, just to kind of that big softy over in the corner.
See, but as someone who's not really familiar with the comics too much, and like people that I've talked to that aren't familiar with the comics,
Yes.
the response to Tyrese was overwhelming. Like people really like that character. If you're not familiar with the comics,
Oh yeah, well it's like I said, I didn't realize I did not want him to die until he died.
Right,
Like once
right.
he died, that was a very well written episode. I thought. I
Oh,
loved
yes.
seeing the old characters and
It was nice.
just showing that he couldn't. Basically the whole theme of the show, you can't be 100% good and live.
Right.
But I agree with JP on the sense of. If you read the comics to the show, it's just such a big. Like Michonne was a great adaptation of keeping her similar to the comic, but he just was way out there.
Yeah.
well, he had
Yeah.
really great. I think he had really great like growth as a character,
Yeah.
and a really great character arc. So
Yeah.
I liked him. I'm just gonna softly disagree with you.
No,
on
no,
this
I
one.
understand.
Oh, and there's nothing wrong. That's
Although
why
I
he's his
disagree
least
with what you
favorite.
say, She'll fight to the death. You're right to say
when
it.
we start doing the Game of Thrones podcast, I will have to get up off my high horse because I haven't read those books.
I've been meaning to tell you.
I haven't read those either.
I will not be nearly as snobbish when it comes to that.
I'd say let's get it to where we get through the second half of this season of The Walking Dead, and then we'll start doing some Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Because I'm in season 3, so let me get caught up, and then we'll have that as a separate podcast as well. So
the White Walkers and the
Stay tuned.
Walkers are kind of the similes.
Except for you have to pierce one through the brain and burn the other. But I really that'll be a whole other podcast. But Game of Thrones is a badass show. I've definitely
it's
don't
not
know
TV,
why
it's
it took me
HBO.
so long to get into it, but great show. All right, so Matt, a character that you really don't like, and I would suggest going like JP. Save your most hated for kind of towards the end of the
If you listen to this podcast, I think you know who my number one's going to be, but we'll reserve that. I'm really hoping I can surprise
when I said we
you.
were doing least favorite characters. Right?
Yep. Yeah, as soon as you said that, I knew I had my number one in place. I was just figuring out everybody else. But we'll get to that.
It's T-Dog, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's T-Dog. Yeah. Let's go. Let's just. Okay. So, okay. We'll start from the bottom. I'm going to say Nicholas.
Okay.
That's what I had as number 5.
Disliked
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
He is a puke.
Selfish piece of crap. Was just not a fan of it. Like we were just saying right before we started, just him killing himself with it did nobody any favors.
Yeah, I mean, it's I've seen people on forums try to say that he kind of redeemed himself. I don't think at all. If anything, he was even more of a douchebag because he almost killed Glenn in the process. He could have just jumped into the crowd and then shot himself.
He put us through weeks of feeling like tortured us.
It was an act of cowardice, not an act of heroism.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
100%.
Well, I agree with
that
you
was
on
pretty
that.
good.
100%. He's one of those characters I just thought was going to turn around and end up somehow we were going to love him, but he just committed douchebaggery after douchebaggery. He caused what everybody loves Chris Noah to die. Then he tried to shoot Glenn, and he just was like everything he did sucked. So he never really came back from that. So yeah, Nicholas sucked.
Yeah.
Did you say everybody hates Chris or everybody ate Chris?
Everybody hates Chris. However,
oh boy,
doesn't everybody hate Chris till work a lot?
It's a great spinoff show there for him.
It's just Glenn watching him get eaten alive over and over again.
Everybody,
I love
it might
this
be hell
episode.
for Glenn.
Yeah,
Maybe but yeah, everybody.
Did you have
Chris.
Glenn, JP, on your list at all?
No. Like I said, it's not that I hated the character. I just hated that little story
like
device
Glenn.
they used.
I like
Yeah,
Glenn.
I think we all like Glenn.
Yeah.
Now, Glenn's one, I won't be on this long because it's supposed to be characters we don't like, not ones we do like. But I will say, going back, because for Christmas I got even more Walking Dead comics, so I've been rereading.
Tasty.
Glenn is so much better in the show than he was in the comic. He never really got kind of out of that bitch stage in the comic. I mean, he became more prominent and was helping to make decisions. But I mean, even where Nicholas, of all people, in the comic pulls a gun on him and he just, which I mean, I guess what else could you do, but just takes off running. I mean, I remember thinking, man, in the show he really kind of became a man. In the show he was just kind of always in the comic he was always like a little boy mentality, I guess. It's like everybody's little brother, whereas in the show he's becoming someone you actually would look up to, man, this guy is a leader. Just my thoughts on it, but...
who do you have as one of your bottom?
My bottom people that I really, really don't like. I don't want to give that one at first. Father Gabriel, I cannot stand. I don't like Father
and he's
Gabriel.
definitely a character that we're supposed to hate.
Right, yeah.
And I'll give him number 6 as well because he's right there. I just don't know why I didn't think about him. I just want, as a man of the cloth, I want to believe that he's bound for.
It's like I agree with JP, and I slightly disagree. I think that I feel like that we were supposed to hate him at first, but I think that they're going to try to somehow redeem him. But I don't feel like I'll ever get over. Whereas I feel like they wrote some characters with the intention of you hating them the entire way through. I feel like with him, they're kind of going up and down, like they want you to somehow.
I don't know. When you're dissing your crew when they're not around, there's no coming back.
Yeah, I'm not a Father Gabriel guy at all. I've got, of course, some other ones, but I feel like I should save them. But yeah,
I'm hoping we all match up on one eventually. This will be fun.
Let's see, JP, who's someone else you hate?
Another character I really, really hated for a long time was Carol. Not until she blew up Terminus did I really turn around on Carol. But look, I don't advocate spousal abuse, but all I'm saying is her husband probably had his reasons. That's all I'm saying. Now, I don't know about molesting Sophia. They probably... Well, let's not even get into that. He's a bad guy, too. But Carol just, to kill people and burn them, remember the diseased people, the sick people? Who are you to make that decision?
Yeah, very, very...
She's Carol.
She is Carol, but I think she enjoys murdering. It's not about what's best for the group. She just, she used to knit, now she murders.
I think I'm with you on that. I think until she pretty much redeemed herself. Now, see, unlike Nicholas, she actually redeemed herself several times. Actually, both times at the beginning of the last two of these two seasons. But I wasn't a huge fan of her, even after she had killed those folks. Up to the point where Rick left her, I still, at that point, was not a huge fan. It's kind of like, man, I felt then like she could be the badass she is now. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that was played upon. That was the only disappointment I had. Was like, man, she's probably going to be a kick-ass fighter, and then she ended up.
And you know what else I hated with Carol? Remember they're first clearing out the prison yard, and she's up in the tower for some reason, even though she's not that great of a shot at the time. And she sort of accidentally shoots at Rick a little bit, and she's like, whoops,
sorry.
I was just like, oh, God, someone tossed her from the tower. I hate you. Why are they letting her just throw bullets away? Oh, yeah, it's a big game. Bullets aren't something we should conserve.
Oh, no, they're obviously not. Like, if they just let Ron, or was it Ron or Sam? Which one's the older brother?
Ron is the
older brother. They just let Ron just go in there and just grab all the bullets that he wants. He doesn't. They don't care.
And that's the show, too. But, like, show and comic, both, they've had different times where they're teaching people to target shoot. And you're like, man, is ammo really that... do they have that? I mean, of course, eventually Eugene starts making bullets, but this is before that. I'm like, man, I would imagine you'd be like, no, if you can't shoot, we'll find you a BB gun and let you practice, but we're not giving up precious bullets right now.
Slingshot and some rocks.
Right?
There you go.
Get better with a hammer. I don't know.
But they do
You're
that.
a blunt instrument person. Some people are gun people. You're a baseball bat person.
Yeah, Tyree's terrible with guns, great with a hammer.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of like corny, crappy sitcom-ish because it's like, ping! Sorry.
Yeah.
She's just
and that was such a great episode, too. That's one of my favorite season premieres.
Yeah, that was great. Matt, another character that you strongly dislike.
Oh, Lori. I'm going to go with Lori. I know she's been gone for a little while.
We agree on that one.
All right.
Good. I'll go with that.
I was saying
sweet.
That's
all right.
She wasn't on my list, and I don't know why she wasn't, because, I didn't like that lady.
Yeah, she was just a hindrance to the group.
Yeah.
Like pretty much her entire, like from the very first episode. And I think when you introduce you're the leading man's wife as like a cheating slut, then you're bound to have some judgments on her.
And I tried my damnedest to like shift perspectives and see things. And from the beginning, actually, I didn't hate her for that because I was thinking, well, it's troubling. Dead people are eating people. I think I've read a study that said surprisingly when there's an extermination, like when over in Africa, when tribes are like exterminating each other like they did in the 90s, like pregnancies go up because it's somewhere in your genes that like when extinction's hitting, you start trying to procreate. It's a weird article, but so I see that she just probably wanted some kind of comfort, and she thought he was dead.
I can't call her a slut, so I want to take that back. I'm sorry.
Revisit that thought, you're saying if I triggered some kind of genocide, I would probably be getting laid a lot more. Is that what you're saying?
That's some sound logic.
You'd have to trigger it against your own self.
I'm going to look into this. I don't know. Look, any advantage.
Why do you give him these ideas?
I know. I need to stop. But I tried to say, well, I understand. She's lonely. She thinks her husband's dead. This guy probably she sees her husband in him a little bit.
Yeah, she's known.
Did she think he was dead, or did she was just like, well, there's a possibility that he'll never be out of this coma?
No. Shane told her, which to Shane's credit now, and that's a lot of something. Shane tried his damnedest to save Rick and like listened to his chest and heard no heartbeat. He told Lori flat out Rick was dead.
Then why was he in the hospital?
Yeah, we saw that. Remember?
Was that a flashback?
That was a flashback. It showed Shane go into in season one. It showed him go into the hospital and try to get Rick, and he did put his head. While he was trying this, soldiers were shooting people outside of the room. He hid behind the bed when the soldiers came in.
Yeah.
But he did actually put his. He tried his damnedest to get Rick out, and then when he left, remember he put the bed in front of the door so the zombies couldn't get in and get Rick. But he did actually. I think that he was dead. So, no, Lori thought Rick was dead.
Okay.
Not, he's...
Okay, well, she's not a cheating slut. Did I call her slut or a whore? I called her slut. Yeah. She's not a cheating slut. She's just a cheating.
I don't know. I think she was giving it up to way more than Shane, and they just haven't let on.
Right.
It just gave me a bad taste in my mouth from the very first time I saw her doing that.
I tried to level and understand that. I was like, man, she's lonely. Dead people are eating living people. It's a screwed up world. Why not just have a little like woodland sex? Just to.
I guess you just named all the reasons why not to have a little woodland sex. People are shooting each other. There's zombies running around.
But so I tried, but as it progressed. lost. I mean, it's like with her, and she just turned on Shane. But then about the time Shane was, I wouldn't say getting over it, but starting to like just do his own thing, she goes to the windmill and apologizes and gets his emotions all riled back up. And she just was terrible. Nothing against the actress. It's just the character sucked.
Just not a fan of her.
But then I was also, it was really, I won't say that I was sad she died. I was sad for Carl that she died, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, a young man needs his mother.
Yeah.
Like, if he's going to have a lot of women's issues, like growing up, like, issues about how to treat women properly.
I mean, if he's going to work things out with Enid, he could definitely use some Lori, All right, so,
I should have wrote her down. I'm not a fan of her.
That's another one.
Enid?
Yeah, Enid, not a fan.
I don't hate her.
Not a fan.
I hadn't seen it. I don't know. She was kind of, I don't know. I'd have to see more on that. She's just kind of odd.
Back.
I mean,
I agree.
I don't know.
She's sneaky, man. She's lying about something.
I just feel like something's not all right there.
I don't like all this sneaking off, running off, Just either be in the boat or not on the boat. Don't have a foot in the boat.
Someone had said when we were talking about, when I said her line got cut off, which she was like, that's how we were able to, and it got cut off. Someone said that they thought she was talking about sneaking out the way that she did, but that would be really crappy. Like, you write it to where it got cut off, to where we're obviously thinking there was more to it, and then it's just like,
there's nothing to it.
Yeah, that would just suck.
Hopefully they know what they're doing.
One I don't like climbing on down the list is Carl. Now, I like him more now.
Oh.
I don't
really.
I don't know how to put it. I don't like soft Carl. I wish we could have reasonable, non-bratty
right
Carl with the badass Carl.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just when he was a little snooty kid.
Okay,
I just wasn't a
but
fan.
But in his defense, he was going through a lot.
Oh hell
man.
yeah! Oh, I know. I've tried to level him, but man,
sorry, I like Carl. I'm
going to
apocalypse.
That's fine.
Yeah, this kid's got a mouth on him. I don't like him either.
Okay, I'll agree with that. But that's his defense mechanism.
That's another one too. Comic Carl again. Comic Carl to show Carl. Comic Carl had a sassy mouth, but he was a badass. Well, still is a badass. Like his entire time, right? Like I was just reading the comic where he bust out of the thing and shot up a bunch of Negan's dudes and even told Negan to go F himself several times,
I could still see that happening in the show, but I still don't like him on the show. I don't know.
And I like the kid, Chandler Riggs. I like watching him.
I like what he's become.
But like I said, I like his attitude now, but I don't like his lack of badassness, if that makes any sense. But when he was a badass, I didn't like his attitude. And
his lack of badassness has really shown in the past few episodes. Like not being a bad, the fight, like that fight being not really a fight.
Season 3, Carl would have wasted that wolf, and then he would have in the shed or in the garage. He would have just straight up killed Ron and not thought twice.
Chew taffy.
Yep, and would have just told his dad he tried to kill me.
Yep.
So JP, another character that you don't like.
I never cared for Dale. I was not a Dale guy.
No,
really?
I do not. When you guys remember, he took all the guns. He was hiding them from Shane, and Shane confronts him down at the creek bed.
Bitched him down.
Yeah, and Dale's all
To his defense, Shane's a scary guy, though.
Yeah. But when he's making the argument about, society's gone, if we start acting like this, I'm just like, dude, society is gone.
Yeah.
And when he's just like, Shane's like, well, you're not going to last long, pal. I don't have to kill you. And he's like, well, at least I'll still have my whatever. I'm like, dude, you're not going to die with dignity. You're going to get ripped apart and eaten alive. I mean, what?
Wow, you called it.
He did that night.
Yeah.
Thanks to Carl. Douchebag.
I did a lot of arguing with
now I get where you're coming from. Okay.
When Dale was
but I like Dale. I've always been a fan of, and it just my guilty pleasure is zombie stuff. Like if you come to my apartment, which I swear one day y'all are, you look on my bookshelf.
I've been there a few times.
There are.
Are you guys having secret rendezvous?
No, he doesn't know that I've been there.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
He works really early hours.
We're having secret screenings of The Walking Dead and just haven't. But no, I have 2 or 3 bookshelves that are full of different zombie series. I love them. I have since I was a kid. And I've always liked that one character that tries to rise above the brutality to just show that we can not. But I get where you're coming from. I mean, again, the whole theme of The Walking Dead is you can't be good and live.
You just described like Martin Luther King Jr.
Did I?
Yeah, pretty much like someone who rises above without having to turn into something else.
Right, and look where it gets you. The violence still comes back around full circle, even if you refuse to partake.
Deep, dude. That
is some deep shit.
I didn't think about that.
So if Dale's the MLK of The Walking Dead, who would be the Malcolm X?
Daryl,
you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Daryl.
I think Merle would be the Malcolm X. I'm going with Merle.
That's
Yeah. And that we'll have the Malcolm X discussion. That'll be a whole nother episode.
We'll do it. Well, we can do our next podcast. We can go ahead and plan ahead. Our next podcast, we can actually talk about like our top characters. Like we don't necessarily have to put them in order, but just like think of like 5 or 6 in no particular order, and we'll discuss those next week. But just because Merle, even though he was a racist douchebag, I loved him.
He stayed true to himself, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's something to be said for that.
But I like Dale. I did like Dale. I don't know. I like Dale. Okay, so did you like Herschel? Were you a Herschel fan?
Yeah.
He was similar to Dale. I mean, I think that he was a little...
He came around a lot more.
A little grittier.
He kept his values, but he was still willing to bend them a little more. There was no bend with Dale. Dale wasn't bending over. And in a way, you can respect that when it makes sense. Him not bending over did not make sense. He should have bent over.
See, did you agree with killing that kid in season 2?
Oh, yeah. You got to take him out.
Really?
Yeah, the kid in the bar that shot at him.
I really felt like, because I felt like what Rick told Shane, because those people straight up left him. Like, I don't feel like, I think this was just like a lot. If you would have just watched him, I don't feel like he would have ran back to the guys that basically said, "Hey, screw you," and left him with his leg impaled.
I think he would have, though. He was all still up on their nuts when Carl broke into the barn and was talking to him. He was like, "Hey, I'll take you back to my people. We got lots of little kids and women and stuff. It'll be great."
The impressions on this show are
phenomenal,
spot on.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fun.
But no, I would have killed him if I was Rick. I would have been like, "All right, we're going to take him 21 miles out or whatever the thing was." I would have been like, "Look, Shane, I don't want my family to think I'm a murderer. Of course we're going to kill this guy, but we're just telling them we're not."
There's a series I read where they did that. They had trials and they didn't want to execute people, a zombie series, and so the main character would they would walk out and then he would trail them for about 2 or 3 miles, cap them, and then just leave them. So you would have given him that kind of justice.
Exactly.
Made everyone think you had some kind of heart, but then really just take the little bastard out.
Yeah.
See, okay, very interesting, very interesting. All right, so you said Dale. Matt, another character that you were not a fan of.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I got a twofer for you. And this is Jesse's sons, Sam and Ron.
Sam and Ron. Yes, they suck.
Both of them.
They are the worst.
Like I say, I've got like a bunch. I've got 3-4 Alexandrians on my list. And it's more than 5.
Alexandrians, am I right?
That's another good theme for.
Alexandrians.
That's a good T-shirt. We just need to have Alexandrians. Am I right?
I saw, guys. We can't use those who subscribe survive. I saw another Walking Dead YouTuber. I forgot his name, but he uses that. So
what's his? Oh, you forgot his name.
I'll find him. But
we need to find out. Give him a shout out. Just that's a really good idea.
Can we? Great minds. I mean, I didn't. But yeah. But that would be.
So we're not starting podcast beef. I thought that was the makings for some great.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna. Well, I was trying to. You know what? Let's just get it out. I was trying to keep it on the lowdown, but no, we're gonna find him and we're gonna hunt him down. We have a particular set of skills.
Okay.
And we're gonna find him.
And, this is what I like to
destroy
hear.
Him.
Okay. All right.
It's a new year. It's a new me.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
spite, grudgefulness.
All right, Shane. All right, Shane.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Boy, don't get me started on Star
Wars. Yeah, that's another podcast. I saw it yesterday. It's so good. Oh, so you haven't seen it yet? Sorry,
not yet.
Yeah,
I was working
Justin
on
needs to go see it, and then we can all talk about it and spoil it for everyone else.
Yes, I mean we can even make a podcast about that if you guys want to. Just
I'm gonna just one thing I'm gonna spoil for you. Lando Calrissian. Am I right? Right.
Don't get me started.
Oh man, I don't want you to get started.
No, don't get me started.
I'm lost on that, but yes, Ron and Sam do suck really bad.
Yeah.
Good.
Hear me out.
You're so good at corralling us back. I really appreciate it.
But no, Ron and Sam.
No, I can't stand them. They're both
there's
brats.
Nothing good about either one. Like
that's just I blame the parents and the public school system for both of them.
The Alexandrian school system.
Oh, God.
Do they even go to school there? I know they did in the comics. Didn't they?
I seem to remember something like
that.
But
I don't know if they did in the show. I just remember Ron talking about video games.
That's probably what he's schooled in.
But yeah, neither one had even though I didn't like Carl, there were things that Carl did that I liked.
Carl's had his moments
where you're like, man, he is a little badass though. He's a snot-nosed little.
Every time I start liking him, though, he does something that just upsets me.
But Ron nor Sam have done anything to make me like them in the slightest. Like Sam's probably going to get a lot of people killed if they go, which they've been. The Walking Dead's kind of been tamed here the last season or two in the sense of you expect going into this mid-season what's the opposite of a finale? Premiere. Right. This mid-season premiere that it's going to be like the comics, and they're just going to all get ripped apart. And I feel like it's not. I feel like something will happen. One or two people might die, and then
I'm trying to think who's like behind Sam in the conga line though. Like who is he putting it?
Father Gabriel was there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll take him out. I don't really see where they have much use for him anymore.
No.
I mean, I really don't see where they could, Father Gabriel would, but you got Father Gabriel, both brothers, Rick, Jesse, Carl, Judith. I think Carl had Judith. Well, somebody had Judith under the sheet.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm thinking, was that it? Because they left. Oh, Michonne is with them.
There we go. That's who I was
Michonne is with them. Of course, Deanna had her badass moment. They left her in the house. They should have just took her and been like, all right, Deanna, run.
Yeah.
We're going to die anyways. Just run. I mean, she would have died the same fate. She got eaten because she used all of her bullets on the few zombies. So,
I don't think they planned on her using all those bullets.
If only we could make this like the last action hero and like go into the shows and tell them, here's what you need to do.
That's like the fourth time someone's brought Last Action Hero up in the past 3 weeks. I need to go watch it again. It's been a very long time since
one of my buddies called me this weekend, and the first thing he did was start, because we hadn't talked to him in a few weeks, and the first thing he did was quoted Last Action Hero.
I was going to be really upset if you were about to say you'd never seen it. I mean,
I've seen it.
Okay.
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
Like it's one of those things. What was it? My niece. We were because the first time out of the 4 times when we were in Orlando, and we were flipping through TVs, and it was on one of the channels, and the thing was like a young boy finds a golden ticket belonging to Harry Houdini or whatever, and I was just like reading off the beginning sentence, and she was like, "That sounds dumb." And she's only 8 years old, but I've never wanted to punch an 8-year-old in the face like so hard. I love her. I love her
with
so
Carl.
much. Oh man,
no, I know an 8-year-old I want to punch in the face. Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's 8, but damn, he's got to be close. I mean,
he acts like an 8-year-old,
right?
So.
And he probably hates Last Action Hero too. So
he's probably never even heard of it.
Probably not.
So now another character I hated. I don't think she made either one of y'all's list. Oh yeah, he's got a great disgust face.
No,
whenever you say something that you know he doesn't agree with, you don't have to wait for him to speak. You can just look at his face and tell when he doesn't agree with you.
It was a very disgusted face. Mm-hmm. It makes me sad that this isn't filmed.
Maybe we'll do that one special, because I do like.
Or we'll just keep it on my face.
I'll just add the picture and just bring it up.
Like as we talk about it, from the necks down.
Oh yeah, they call that the Instagram photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But another character that I absolutely and utterly despise, but I don't think she made either one of y'all's lists, and I'm very, very surprised, and I don't feel like I know you at all.
Uh-oh.
Andrea! How in the hell did she not make your list? Andrea was awful, awful, awful. I mean, like, there was nothing good about her.
I think she left on a good note, so I was okay
tried
with her.
to do good, but, I mean, still, it's like they wrote her to make the dumbest decisions you could make. I just did not like her. Like,
now, she was a slut.
Like her.
Now that's the definition of a slut right there.
It's something about the slutty gals.
She just liked the bad boys. Yeah. She started groping Shane after wasting all of that ammo.
Is that what it's become? That in order to be a bad boy, you just have to like mercilessly kill people?
Pretty much
for no reason. Like that's what girls.
Pretty sure that's how it started back in the primitive days, and it's been tamed here lately.
But it used to be you just wore a leather jacket and you smoked cigarettes and loitered.
Well, you could just wear a leather jacket and beat people to death with a baseball bat.
That's true. Ooh,
I bet you if she lived long enough to be in the Negan era, she'd be banging out Negan.
She would have banged Negan.
I just didn't like Andrea because I felt like it just was so many moments that I'm like, there's no way anyone would be that stupid. Like, she tried to justify it by like, I just didn't want anyone to get killed. How could you? I know we could see things that the governor did that she didn't, but I mean, come on. I mean, there were so many, like when Herschel, pure innocent little Herschel, tells you that this guy is a bad guy. He did something terrible to Maggie. I mean, she even heard them say, she heard Rick make remarks about, that's not what I'm talking, when he made a reference to him doing something to Maggie. Yeah. And Andrea's kind of like, what's he talking about? Or gave that like look, but I don't know. I just thought she was terrible.
Maybe at that point she was like, well, I'm in it this deep. Why don't I just stay on the inside? So if I have to take this guy out, I'm in a position.
But she had that chance. Even after that, when she knew that he was pure evil, she had a chance to do that and knew that she needed to do it. But then she couldn't because I'm thinking he just gave it to her good enough.
After that season, she is a hard one to stick up for.
Like I tried, like season 1, she was fine. I didn't mind her. She had one of the goofiest crying scenes I've ever seen in my life when her sister dies.
I don't know. She's got great cheekbones, though. I love
she does.
cheekbones.
That could be a lot of makeup also.
Well,
the shadow.
But I like
gotta bust my bubble, don't you?
But and again, though, you have, there's if nothing else, you've got to at least see me on this one. Again, a horrible comic to show transformation.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Comic there. Andrea was awesome. Like I love her.
Yeah, she's still alive in the comics.
Yeah, she's a badass sniper. She don't take shit from anyone. I mean, I don't know if she still is, but the point I am in the comics, she's still hooking up with Rick.
Yeah, you get to see a naked Andrea. I mean, not like full frontal nudity, but like bare back, a little bit of butt cleavage.
What we got to see from show Andrea. We saw her, butt.
Yeah, a little butt cleavage.
Back side.
That's the new front cleavage, butt cleavage.
Mm-hmm.
But went from side boob to.
And you don't
cleavage.
get nearly as much trouble for looking at it.
Is that true?
Oh yeah.
But so Andrea was like pretty much my number one.
It's more of a gray area.
I'm eager to find out the studies that you've done on this.
I'm telling you, I've put in the work.
Anytime my butt cleavage is showing, people's like, pull your pants up.
So ignore it.
All right. That's how you handle it. It's 2016, man. I'm taking all these to heart. Just ignore it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
All right.
Well, Andrea probably was my number one. I absolutely despise.
She's your number one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
JP,
number ones. Yeah. Go
let's
ahead.
get down to your most hated Walking Dead character.
Oh, geez. Have I spat out 5 already?
I don't know if we've done
at least 4, maybe 3 or 4.
We've done 3 or 4.
Oh, boy.
Collectively a lot.
I think Carl was actually my number one hated. And I think one guy I left out was that weird, quirky doctor sidekick the governor had that isn't even really worth mentioning, but he was just really...
The guy that bit Andrea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was another reason why I hated Andrea the entire time. No, I still didn't like him, but
But he took her out, so you got to appreciate that.
But that was another time when I'm like, she's so stupid. I mean, like, I could go through all, like when she almost killed Daryl, but because she wouldn't listen to everyone when they were like, don't shoot yet.
Yeah.
Then the entire time, she could have easily gotten away from Milton, but she sat there and gave him these little, you can't see my face, but y'all can, those little looks she kept giving him because, he was dying and she was reflecting. It's like, shut up, take the pliers. Andrea could have lived. Andrea died because she was stupid. I mean, she sat there talking and babbing to a guy who she knew was a ticking time bomb, trying to explain herself to a guy who wasn't even going to live to tell anyone the reasons why she did the things she did. She just sucked. I could create an entire podcast about why I hated Andrea. I mean, like I said, she just kept on looking at him, and then he'd be like not moving, and she'd be like, "It's just if she would have just shut up, quit being a emotional winch."
An emotional winch.
I want to say bitch, but I try to refrain from language.
Yeah, I use that word.
But I hated her. Not the actress. I just hated the character. The actress actually helped bust a bunch of child molesters or something like that, or human trafficking people. So she's pretty badass in real life. Yeah.
All right.
But the character.
That's no excuse for Andrea.
Right. Andrea, however, she just sucked. I mean, I could write you out a list and put my case out, which that would take a whole other podcast. But yeah, Andrea is my most hated. And I think it's because I liked her so much in the comics. So then not only was she bad in the show, but she was utterly terrible. I mean, she just was stupid. She's someone I would not want. Well, I mean, I guess if I was Shane, I would want her in my survival posse. But
yeah, I mean, the more vaginas in your post-apocalyptic group, the better.
You're repopulating.
Offspring, yeah, man.
That's for sure.
All right, so your most hated character was Coral.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Carl. I know I kind of jumped the gun there, but like I said, I'm not good with counting, so I wasn't sure what number we were on.
I can't believe you don't like Carl that much.
He's pretty high on my list.
Wow.
I mean, he was like number 2 or 3 on mine.
He didn't make it on my list.
Oh,
man.
Okay, number 1, no surprise, lesbian nurse. Not even going to remember her name. Not even going to try to commit her name to memory. And she really sealed it for me in the mid-season finale. Just like you're being held hostage or taken, abducted by this crazed lunatic man,
right?
The wolf guy or whatever. And then she's just, you're just so full of shit. I just can't, like that line echoes in my head.
She sounded like a bratty high school kid, right? She's like, "You're so full of."
Like when you said that could she be acting? Could she, as the character, could the character be acting and just pretending to be doing that because she's a part of the wolves? And I really thought about that. If that's true, then she's an amazing actress, but she's not. She's a terrible actress, terrible character. Not a fan.
I wasn't really that big of a fan of her.
You hate this lady on a deeply personal level.
It's got to the point where she did something to me when we were young. I don't know, man. I'm just.
Are you mad that she kept Schmidt from CC on the new girl?
Yeah, there you
that
go.
Where it comes from?
There it is.
That's where it
I'm
comes
mad
from.
that she's getting work, and I'm not getting work.
I
in
know you are a
Hollywood.
fantastic actor.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
should
Oh, thank
definitely
you.
be in
Stop,
Hollywood.
stop,
You should
stop.
definitely be in
Thank
Hollywood.
you. But meanwhile, she's getting ready, and she just has that appeal, like she is somebody's niece or granddaughter, a producer of the show, who's like, I just want to give my niece a chance to be on the show. And then
Is that Rick?
Yeah, I don't know. That was my Rick.
Obviously, he's not a producer, but man, I mean,
sorry, my
here-
Rick and my old producer voice are kind of the same. It's like, I want to give my young niece a part on a TV show, and they're
It's
like, well,
hard.
we got a character open on The Walking Dead. Okay, put her on that show. What show is that?
There are lots of British folk on the set, so it does not surprise me that that.
Hey man, I want a place for my granddaughter to be on TV. I don't know why she has a Jamaican grandfather, but hey, hello there, laddie. I want my granddaughter to come in and be on TV there.
God,
Let's
at
put a
the
TV show you
voices
got there.
we've heard, man.
I
got a lot of them.
Your different
I got a
accents are
pretty good-
fantastic.
I got a
believe you could
few.
go to Britain and play a British person, and then just how we are all shocked when you find out all of these Walking Dead cast members are British. British folk will be watching the show, and they'll be like, "He's bloody American."
I'm from Danville, Virginia. I am. All right now. Just do a podcast with a couple of friends, eh?
I'll tell you what, a good challenge is to watch Game of Thrones, and maybe this is just me being weird. I can't watch that show and not think British for like the next hour after a while. Like my thoughts.
All your thoughts are in British.
I have a British.
That's really funny.
I mean, it's weird. I'll be thinking, I'll be like, I have to piss.
To run to the loo.
But yeah, so those are the most hated characters. Are there any, before we go, out of order, are there any that you want to throw in there that you feel like you didn't get to throw before we go?
I think I got all mine.
Those
That
are-
guy, the guy at the mid-season finale, and the little stinger at the end that took Abraham.
Oh,
and Sasha
you're off to a
and-
bad start with him already.
Yeah.
Negan's-
I'm not a fan. I'm not going to be a fan of him.
One
And I
of
hope that's
Negan's-
Dwayne. Is that his name?
We don't know yet. I
Negan's
think
sidekick.
they said they think Dwayne might be the guy that stole Daryl's crossbow.
Yeah, that's
I
another
hope-
one I hate.
Because he's got, that's like his wife or whatever. Maybe Negan takes her, hooks up with her, and he re-hooks up with her, and he burns his
yeah.
face.
And she
that's
called him
smart.
D, right?
Yeah. So that, I think, yeah.
Okay. Well, that'd be kind of a cool twist. Well, still, I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to like Negan.
Disclaimer, I'll say too. Sometimes we'll get names and stuff wrong because, unlike the Talking Dead and all these other shows, we don't have people that keep facts. So we don't get paid to do this. So we actually have other things that occupy our minds. Case in point, I didn't realize that on one of our last podcasts, we said there's something about Holly. Someone commented and was correct. Actually, that was not Holly that Abraham saved from the construction site.
Who was it?
I don't really remember what her name was. I just assumed because they did it so closely to the comic, short hair and everything, that scene was in the comic with a woman named Holly. But actually, a girl named Holly died with the lesbian nurse. That was the girl that died
I wish the lesbian
on the
nurse
table.
would have died.
If anything, that's their mistake, not ours.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't be held accountable for that. Well, maybe JP should be held accountable for that, but Justin, you and I shouldn't
Disapproved
be
face.
Yeah.
The disapproved face.
With-
The
the
eyes
eye
rolling
roll,
back
yeah,
into
with the
into
eye
your
roll.
brain.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a fun pie. Great coming back after 2
Oh,
weeks.
it's so good to be back with you guys. It feels so natural.
And we are not going to keep that knife for ourselves. If you listen to our podcast regularly and you're thinking, okay, I wanted this knife. It's taken a few weeks, but some social medias have been kind of sluggish to allow us to really promote it. So we hadn't really got it promoted the way we want. So I'll tell you what, if you want the knife, let's just go ahead and we'll give it away with the next podcast. But let's just get a head count to see where we are as far as folks that are in this by
What's a-
commenting, I want the knife.
Yeah, that's
Pretty good, right? Just comment
That's
on
good.
this video. I want the knife to enter it for a chance to win
Right.
the knife, of course.
And type it in your best British accent.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can do that, that'd be great.
I think there's an option you
That's
can
true.
pick.
And we went but we went over 50 likes on
Yeah,
Facebook. I
we
saw
did,
that. So
yeah.
you get the knife. I got some Walking Dead memorabilia, just so a couple little fun little Walking Dead things, and I got Daryl Dixon to write us a note, just a little letter instructing you how to use the knife.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I should be coming back in the mail any day now. I wrote it to Daryl Dixon. I just wrote Georgia. I wrote King County, Georgia.
Right.
So I'm hoping to just get mailed to him somewhere.
Awesome.
So that's going to come back in soon. I sent return postage, everything. I know
Right.
it's tough to find postage in the zombie apocalypse.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say knife, just go to our YouTube channel and look for it's we've got it very neatly organized. Just look for the video that says knife giveaway to actually look at the knife, because it is actually the knife that Glenn has been using since the season 5 to now. I mean, it's a really, really cool knife. We all want
and a belt. I got to include the belt also. When you win, that's right. When you win, you should include your belt size.
I didn't want to call you out, but I thought,
please do.
He's trying to get out of the leather.
I thought when I didn't say that too, I was like, wow, that seems like I'm probably trying to get out of that. But no, you'll get the belt. You'll get the belt. I promise you.
That's awesome.
That sounds threatening.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the belt.
Oh God, that just brought back so many memories from when I was
if
younger.
Carl would have heard that more, he probably wouldn't have made the episode tonight.
That's some good parenting right there, bro.
Right?
Good parenting.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
God bless the South.
Beat your children.
God bless the South.
But so, yeah, if you want to do the knife contest, comment under this video.
I want the knife.
Again, if you need to know the rules, you want to see the knife, go to our channel. And while you're there, subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. Like, comment. The more response we get from you guys, the more motivated we are to continue to do this.
It lets us know we should do it again.
When we have like those slow videos, when we get those videos that get like thousands of views and tons of comments, we come in the next week like ready to rock. When we have those videos that only get like a couple hundred views or lower 100 views and just a handful of comments, it just makes us feel like you guys don't love us anymore. So the more response we get, even little comments, I mean, just get in on the discussion. If you think that I'm dumb and Andrea was an awesome character, tell me that. And we love it.
And they don't have to see JP's sad faces, but we have to see these sad faces.
This disgruntled. I mean,
it's like watching an orphan on Christmas Day. It is not a fun thing. It's like Sarah McLachlan in the background. In the arms of the angel.
Man, that's so damn. Your impressions are spot on.
They've been practicing.
Don't put me through that, people.
Yeah.
Just, give us some love.
Don't put us through that.
Or criticism. Any response is better than no response.
Yeah, we like to hear from you.
I get more from criticism than praise.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Okay.
So hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll be back next week. Next week we can discuss our favorite characters. How about that? That sound good?
Something's going on with my... Is it just my headphones? Are we okay? Do you still have me?
Did I unplug your headphones?
I just want to make... Oh, we're good.
Oh, there you're good.
I mean, I could hear you outside, but I couldn't hear you outside of my headphones. That was weird.
Right on.
I'm sorry. I just killed that whole sweep up to like ending.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So
should we start that over?
No,
I'm so sorry.
I
thought we ended so soon. I was like, wait, I thought they were going to say goodbye. What happened?
I don't want it to go yet. But hang out with us next week. Every Monday, here and there, we might take a break.
The families. We have families.
Well, I mean, it was holidays. I mean, we had Christmas one, and then New Year's. So it's just, it was busy. But we're back.
It's a new year, new us.
New us.
I guess.
It's great to be back, guys. I'm really glad to see you all.
Glad to see y'all. And, that'll wrap it up for this one. I'm Justin.
I'm Matt.
And I'm JP.
Disgruntled face.
So excited to be JP. Bye, everyone.